Hello everyone, welcome to our discussion on mental health. We have been talking about the importance of mental health and how it can impact an individual. And the latest theme for World Mental Health Day was about how mental health plays an important role in a workspace. A working condition, a working environment is a place where people interact with each other. It is a place where maximum human interaction takes place. Unlike family setup, it is an organized place where people come together to work to achieve something. This is something that makes a human being more active and more productive. Alongside, this is a place where human beings also get influenced. Working environment is a place where you get to see a lot of people interacting with each other, and the interaction happens at a different stature altogether. And therefore, the impact on mental health is significantly higher. Every interaction that happens between colleagues, between their higher ups, and with other stakeholders will have its own importance, it has its own impact on mental health. And therefore, World Mental Health Day celebrated keeping this in mind, that how mental health in a workspace can affect an individual. When we are talking about mental health in a workspace, we ought to keep in mind that it is a place where a lot of emotions also get exchanged, and it is not just a transaction of work and business. When we are exchanging our emotions, we get to interact with human beings, and that can impact on our mental well-being. For instance, when I am talking to my colleague, it may superficially is related to my work. I am still having a kind of emotional bonding with that person. When others come and reach out to me based on my level of working, I still have something to contribute back as a team member or as an officer or as a higher up. So when these interactions happen, when we are exchanging our emotions, we feel exhausted. And this exhaustion can affect an individual in their overall well-being. For a simple example, when your colleague comes and talks to you about how stressful their workspace is, even though you're not experiencing the stress, you may get influenced by your colleagues' inputs. When your colleagues come and talk about their family matters, you may probably experience kind of the facts that your colleagues are sharing with you. Therefore, when we are working in an environment, the workspace will always have a direct impact on our well-being, and therefore it is extremely important for all of us to keep our environment healthy, make our workspace as productive, as efficient, and as safe as possible, so that it does not affect our mental well-being. And when we are talking about mental health, it is also equally important to understand what is that we are contributing to this environment back. Am I carrying my personal stuffs to my workspace? Am I bringing my family matters in my workspace? Am I getting influenced by my personal life events that is affected in my workspace? So when we are looking at all these factors, we also realize that it is not that we get affected by our workspace, we can also potentially affect our workspace. So when we are talking about mental health, we have to see it from two tangents. That is, from one side, what am I contributing to my workspace, and how am I getting affected by my workspace. So overall, human beings are not just impacted, they are not just affected by their family members or their relatives, they are equally impacted, they are equally affected by the place where they work. Therefore, it is important for people who are working, it is important for employers, it is important for policymakers, it is important for the entire society to make sure that our work environment is as healthy as possible. And if we ensure the workspace is healthy enough, then the repercussions of it is greatly appreciated. If workspace is well maintained, then our families are well maintained. If our families are well maintained, then our society is well maintained. So there is a very direct relationship between the place I work, the family I reside in, and the society I belong to. And when all these three things are aligned is when a human being becomes more productive and efficient. Therefore, let us all try our best to keep the environment, our workspace, as efficient as possible in order to maintain our mental health. Let us meet again in the next video to discuss more about the impact of mental health. Thank you. See you again. Thanks for watching AYUSH TV.